Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Parkside Cabin Rentals. Imagine a cozy little mountain cabin for two this holiday season. Roaring fire inside, fluffy snow outside. It's fantastic. Now imagine 10 of your best buddies all getting together to watch Tennessee's bowl game in a massive cabin. Hot tub, pool table, all kinds of entertainment. That's what you get with Parkside Cabin Rentals, meaning anything you want, they've got it. Check out a million different floor plans at parksidecabinrentals.com. If you just want to get away, if you're Stephen King and you want to go write your great novel, one-man cabin, they've got it. If you want to have a group meeting with 25 employees, they've got it. parksidecabinrentals.com. Vince, are you not working on your great American novel? Do you like the way I just
Stephen King?
I just pulled that one out.
Where he should go.
Pull that one out of the air. So whatever. All right. We're going to cover a lot of topics in this segment, so we need to be quick. I got 60 seconds. One question for each of you, 60 seconds. Will, I'll start with you. Should Tennessee start to work Nico Iamaleava into a series or two a game? In other words, third series every week, or fourth series, or second series, whatever, is Nico's just to get him experience for next year?
Absolutely not. No, not even close. If you start playing for next year, how do you sell that to a defense that started the season with 10 of the 11 players starting were seniors? And you want to go ahead and start getting ready for next year? I also don't think he's ready. I don't think Milton's been that bad. He's not been good either.
Well, I'm not talking about for that reason.
But just to get him ready for next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because you still have goals that you want to achieve this year. You also have a team that I think early on in the season struggled with their effort and their focus. And if you go ahead and start focusing on next year, my concern is you could end up losing some of those kids.
All right, very good. Next question. Vince, how should the Vols replace Bru McCoy, who was lost to a dislocated, fractured ankle last week?
Well, it's maybe not what fans would want to hear, but it's a collective. And it really is, because Dante Thornton, you could give him some more snaps on the outside versus in the slot where he has been more. Also, Caleb Webb, Chaz Nimrod, those guys. And then also tight ends, they have two good ones that you can split out. And then running backs. Hey, we've all been asking for Dylan Sampson. Yeah. Here's an opportunity. Split him out. Jay Graham said to me one time during the game, hey, I'd like to see Tennessee go 5 wide. And then Sampson be one of those receivers. Jalen Wright has split out before. Here's an opportunity to play 2 running backs at one time. Everybody's looking for that. And now you have a chance to do it and get some mismatches. You motion out, you dictate defense. So, yeah, I think it's a collective and they can do it.
Love it. Good answer. All right. It's the old McLaughlin group. Correct. Ryan, who has been Tennessee's most valuable player this year?
I think if the media were voting on this, because we tend to go offensive players, everybody would probably pick Jalen Wright. I'm going to go the other side of the ball, though. I think it's Tyler Barron. I think he has absolutely wrecked things up front for Tennessee, and I think that's been a huge part of this defense, showing the improvement that it has at times, doing what they did to Spencer Rattler last week. So I'm torn between James Pierce and Tyler Barron. You can make a strong case for either one, but I think Barron's the one because they can move him around. What he's done up front, he's just changed the way teams have had to attack them.
I would go Aaron Beasley on the defensive side.
Wouldn't be
because you lost Keenan Peely and more of it's on him.
Yeah.
So I would go, but I agree with you on the defensive side.
Yeah.
Because your defense has been the better part of the team this year.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's see. Who's Bob? What was the best surprise? Now, this can be an element of the team. This can be a player. This can be a coach. This can be a game. Best surprise of the first 5 games.
You look at the first 5 games, and I'm going to take away first half of the Florida game, and I think it's your front 7 in total, especially after Peely got hurt. You didn't look like you missed a lot. Now, maybe he did cost you some at Florida. He might have helped in that situation. But if you take away the first half of Florida where they ran the ball on you, I think the defense has been much better than it was last year. So I'm taking away 1 half of 10 halves of football so far? And I think it's your front 7 is the biggest surprise to me. I wasn't shocked your offensive line struggled. I wasn't shocked your receivers took a step back, your quarterback took a step back. I expected your running backs to be good. So when all said and done, to me, the most pleasant surprise is the total play of your front 7.
Okay, let's go. Everybody gets to throw it out. We don't even get explanations, but just an example. My big surprise was going to be James Pierce. There was a lot of hype around him, but to lead the team in sacks at this point, I didn't see that one coming. Anybody else have a positive surprise from the first half? Or
I was going to say just the defense overall, but you covered it with the line of scrimmage.
Secondary's been better, too. I didn't expect the corners
Carolina,
to improve the way that they had the last couple of weeks.
Biggest surprise for me, Kamal Haddon's grading out well. Despite what he did against
Right.
Florida, he's playing relatively well. I'm not saying he's great, he's not perfect, but he's not doing bad this year.
And then let's go worst surprise so far. And let me throw it out because I think this is the key. We're going to see it in the numbers in the next segment, but the fact that your deep passing game has evaporated when all the hype all season was Joe Milton can throw it 900 yards. He can throw it from Fulton's Field to Farragut's Field and back to Austin East Field in one throw. And it's not all on him because I don't see any receivers taking 10-yard passes and going 80 with them either, so it's not all Milton. But to me, worst surprise, I don't think there was anybody that expected the deep ball to be the element that disappeared from the offense when you put Milton in there. Especially, maybe if you'd said that after the first year when it was overthrow Joe.
Yeah.
But for that to be the case, that's my worst surprise so far. Anybody?
Offensive line. I can't believe that with a 5-man box, 6-man box, these teams were able to control Tennessee's offensive line before last week. I didn't see that coming when Glenn Ellerby was talking about we
We'll
can
take
go
a look
9
at the
or 10
numbers on
deep.
that. Okay.
They couldn't get a push and force the 7th guy in. That's a key to this offense.
Maybe mine relates more to Milton than I'm giving it credit for, but I'm going to go that the receivers to this point did not step up. I thought they would be better than they were through the first 5 games.
Wide receivers for me. I don't think enough people were talking about it throughout the offseason. Jalen Hyatt and Cedric Tillman leaving, and people kind of thought it'll keep on running.
Yeah.
I think that was not talked about enough, and they've not replaced them very well. So it's just been an okay group so far.
Wide receivers as well. I don't think they get open enough to the standard that we expected. They've had too many drops.
Yep.
And part of the deep ball is them as well, even though Milton has missed those, to your point. But, yeah, I expected more out of that wide receiver group.
Yeah, I think the deep ball, because it's the quarterback, we all talk about the arm, it focuses on him. It's not just him. It's the receivers as well. Okay, when we come back, let's take a look at the offensive numbers. Let's take a look at deep balls and everything else. A deep dive into Tennessee's offense this year compared to last year and even compared to Heupel's previous teams. So we're going to see the numbers for 6 years. Now these things stacking up, but we're sticking up. Come on back on the Sports Source, we'll discuss.